Urban Discipleship Podcast.
I think God was just really gracious to me. Like I said, my dad died when I was 8 years old, so I didn't really have a lot of understanding of his background. But no, the bottom line is that he went to seminary back in the day. So like he graduated in the late 30s, actually attended a seminary called the Eastern Theological Seminary. And it was in Germantown, Philadelphia. And he was one of three men of color. So it was a predominantly white seminary. And so it's very rare, obviously, in his time for him to go to a seminary context like that. It wasn't, yeah. So when I look back at that, his experience almost paralleled my experience when I went to seminary. So, but my dad went there, graduated from there. He always said he was really the only person of color at the school, because the other two guys could pass for white. So they were very light skinned. But he went there, and then he was influential in getting my father-in-law, who was just his friend at that time, to go to the same seminary. So they both graduated from there. So when I look back, it seems like that background had an impact upon me. I think that's why my father-in-law, he wasn't my father-in-law at the time, but he was my pastor. When he saw me growing in the things of the Lord, he said I needed to go to the Los Angeles Bible Training School, because he had benefited from biblical training. So I went to LABTS, and when I was at LABTS, it was there basically that I felt that God was calling me into the ministry. And then I wanted to get a little bit more in-depth teaching. So I didn't graduate from LABTS, but near the end of my time, I left there to go to a Talbot Theological Seminary, because a lot of the professors at LABTS, that's where they were trained. And so I remember trying to check out Talbot, and I remember the professor that interviewed me, I walked away and said, hey, this guy doesn't want me at seminary. Racial issue. Ended up being one of my favorite professors. But when I went to Talbot, it was pretty much lily white. And there was a gentleman, Dr. George Moore, who worked for Biola, who had taught at LABTS. So he kind of served as a mentor, helping me navigate that particular atmosphere. So, but it was when I was at Talbot, almost getting ready to graduate, I worked on an MA in Biblical Studies. I was given the opportunity to teach at the Los Angeles Bible Training School. And that's kind of the MO of LABTS. We like to have seasoned teachers, but also we like to get men who are finishing up their degree, whether it's an MA or an MDiv, to come get experience teaching. And so Brother Levert gave me the opportunity to teach, and that relationship started in 1981. So, and I remember, just being honored and so grateful for the opportunity. Didn't know how to dress like a teacher or anything like that. Had an afro at that time. I remember first day of class, I showed up with my afro and some kind of paisley shirt and stuff like that. And Brother Levert pulled me and this other guy aside and said, this is how you're supposed to dress as a teacher.
Urban Discipleship Podcast.